All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Little Live Before Lock, another location. And because we're in another location, we're on a new device. Need to make sure my microphone's working. So if my audio sucks, please let me know in the chat. But I think it's okay. We tested it. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. We got an early Live Before Lock. Apologies if you're like, hey, this isn't right before lock. Is this live before lock, or is Super Carl said in the chat live way before lock? Yeah, it might be closer to that. Might be closer to live before lock. It's not a mirror. Oh, wait, I guess that is a mirror. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the TV that was in the back. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not going to touch anything in here. Yeah, we had to do an early one today. I got plans this evening. I actually think this exact same situation happened last year. I think this exact same situation happened last year where I was in Rockland, Massachusetts, and decided we were going to hang out with the Overzets, Mr. Peter Overzet and his wife and his kiddo. And then it ended up being on a Friday, and I remembered we were supposed to do Live Before Lock. We ended up doing it earlier in the day, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today. Another early one. Yeah, competing with Tandy for the worst studio. I know, but this is temporary for me, and it's forever for Tandy. You know, Tandy Top Shot. Did he change his name now? Tandy Top Shot is his email now a Top Shot email, Mr. Tandy the employee. Let's talk about today's slate. Actually, before we do that, we talk about the most recent slate. I don't know how many people had some W's. I was victim of just so many different things, whether it was Anthony Davis getting hurt, whether it was Giannis not playing at all. So even though I had Bobby Portis, it just could not put the pieces together. I think I only won rewards from the common. I think I got a card and a limited box, or a yellow limited tier box for some essence. Other than that, pretty bad performance by me. I did come in 10th in the Christmas Day competition, which for some essence. But it was a tricky game week. Oh, Taylor finally won $5. Yeah, Cole Anthony, man. I'm just never going to add him to the list with Miles Turner, with whoever else. We're just never going to get him right. This game week, though, I think we have a lot of teams with only one game this game week. The schedule's a little funky. We already got some injury news for tonight. Let's go over some of the spreads and whatnot for tonight's stuff. It's Hershey. What's going on, man? Looks like you're about to drop a podcast on how the NBA ratings are better than the NFL ratings. Listen, let me tell you something. I want everybody to lean in and listen closely. When the NBA ratings were bad, I told you, who gives a shit about ratings? Now, when the NBA ratings are good, I'm going to tell you, who gives a shit about ratings. Still does not impact me at all. I don't care. Let's look at some of this stuff, huh? Let's look at some of it. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Again, we're on a little Mac Daddy here. I'm usually a PC bro, PC police. So let me blow this up a little bit here. All right, so we got a handful of games tonight. We're on Friday, December 27th. You see, we've got Knicks against the Magic. This is a pretty gross game. Here. The Magic are so thinned out, even though we did see them beat the Boston Celtics the other night. 213.5 point total. Knicks have been playing pretty good basketball. Knicks are now 10 games over 500, which is very impressive. They are 7.5 point faves. I imagine Brunson. I actually don't love Brunson for tonight's game anyways. a little bit more interested in Karl Anthony Towns just because he's going to get Jalen Suggs that whole game, man. And they just have so many different freaking guys. We got Pacers against the Celtics. Kristaps Porzingis got hurt again, so Porzingis is questionable. Pacers are on a back-to-back. Celtics are 12.5-point favorites. I don't know. Pacers have been playing like better basketball lately. I know they lost a tough one to the OKC Thunder last night. I was kind of surprised that this spread was as big as it was, especially with Porzingis questionable. Maybe they think KP's playing. I don't know. Spurs and Nets. We've got the Spurs 7.5-point favorites. Ben Simmons already ruled out. Obviously, no Cam Thomas. Nets have been playing pretty poorly lately. We got the Timberwolves at the Rockets. This is going to be a tight game here. You see Rockets are favored by 1.5, 211.5-point total. In this game, Dylan Brooks already ruled out. You got Tari Eason is questionable again. So Omen, Amen, Yemen. Amon Thompson becomes another great play. One of the biggest totals of the night, we got 236.5 between the Grizzlies and the Pellies. Both teams, I believe, on back-to-backs. I think that's right. Grizzlies have been playing awesome. The one thing I'm not really concerned about, Ja Morant only played 24 minutes. 24 minutes. Also, I'm realizing, you know what I didn't do yet, guys? I apologize. We're going to do a freaking giveaway, right? Also, if Joseph Harrison's here, I just got your email for your rare tier card giveaway. I'll hit you up with that a little bit later today. I thought I already figured out what the giveaway. Oh, I didn't start collecting it yet. Okay, hold on. Here we go. This is the giveaway. Let's do it. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel, but hashtag MVPs. Hashtag MVPs. Speaking of which, yeah, Luka out for at least a month, it looks like. Luka is out for at least a month. We'll talk about that when we get to that Dallas game. Let me go back over to the odds here while you guys get the giveaway stuff in there. So yeah, Memphis Grizzlies, like even though they played last night, they scored a ton of points, man, but like nobody played a ton of minutes. I really like this matchup from a fantasy perspective. 236.5 total. I think like guys like Ja, Triple J, Desmond Bain, and then on the Pelicans side of things, CJ McCollum is going to project really well. So is Trey Murphy, the triple, DeJounte Murray, of course. 9 o'clock, we get the Denver Nuggets against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jamal Murray is probable in this one. Other than that, I think everybody's good to go. Cavs are 2.5-point faves. So there you go. And then the last two games, I just mentioned Luka's going to be out for a month. So obviously Kyrie, you know who else gets a little bit of a boost? Especially because Derek Lively also questionable. So if Lively somehow misses, no Luka magic. You know who has to ball out for all of us? His name is PJ Washington.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
So they're going to need him as they play their arch nemesis, the Phoenix Suns, who still no Devin Booker. Booker's already been ruled out. Real quick shout out to Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, who've both been playing much, much better basketball last few days since KD has come back. And then the last game of the night, the Warriors and the Clippers, 212.5-point total. Draymond Green is questionable. I thought I saw Steph has already been ruled out, but Underdog's doing this weird thing in the drafts where you still see Steph listed as questionable. Let me see if they've updated that. No, they still have the Q tag, even though he projects for 0. At this time, I don't think he's playing. So, I don't know. Keep that in mind. Matty Harrison says, Pistons playing Denver tomorrow for a chance to have a 4-0 West Conference road trip. Yeah, man. That game last night was nuts. One of the worst fouls I've ever seen in my life. De'Aaron Fox fouled Jaden Ivey. 4-point play. Love to see it. Love to see it. The other thing, too, Jimmy Butler. We should talk about Jimmy Bucks here for a second. He has, I guess, requested a trade, and Miami has requested not to trade him. I don't really know what's going to happen with that. I think you just keep firing up the Miami Heat, not named Jimmy Butler or Drew Smith. I will say, though, with Smith going down, Khalil Ware, how many minutes did Khalil Ware play last night? He's not, I know, and this is just a shout out to our guy from the offseason that we were getting excited about. I still don't think he balled or anything like that. That Miami-Orlando game was crazy. Orlando just cooked him in the first period and then a quarter and then slowly let it slip away. Ware played 13 minutes. All right, nothing crazy, but starting to get excited. Cam Johnson got a Q tag too. Did that just drop? I did not see the Cam Johnson Q tag. Let me quick refresh here. The other injury stuff, questionable. The hip. Jay Huff is questionable. Santi Aldama has already been ruled out. Marcus Smart ruled out. Let's give a little love here to Scottie Pippen Jr. I think with that news of the of the Memphis Grizzlies who are going to be missing the game. I do think Scottie Pippen Jr. probably secures a few more minutes. Stan Love saying Alec Burks season. Yeah, Burks has been playing quite a bit more too. Let me just see if I missed any other injury stuff here. Gary Harris should return. Zaire Williams is already out. Dorian Finney-Smith is questionable. But yeah, wow, man. So Brooklyn is going to be pretty thin tonight too. Javon Carter, Jesus, yeah, Javon Carter went nuts last night. What's up, Magic Murillo? Before we go into projections, I'm just going to give you a quick feel. Let you cop a feel for the lineups that I'm rolling out here for this game week. I don't feel awesome about any of them, but I don't feel terrible either. So there's that. But I built them all beforehand because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that. Oh, I scared the wrong thing. Goodness. I knew I wasn't going to have a chance to do it a little bit later today, at least live before lock. All right, so here we go. Quickly, let's see. I didn't do the common yet. So limited champ, we're throwing Goga out there. Goga playing some good basketball. So we got Goga, Hartenstein, Trevi Queen, Nikola Jokic, and Alpi Şengün. Almost full Euro there. That was almost full Euro with the little Trevi Queen. So that's a fun one to get Jokic, the Gooner, Hartenstein, Goga, and Queen in the same one. My contenders get Trace Jackson Davis, Anthony Black, Desmond Bain, Trae Young, and Caleb Martin. I think that's kind of fun. Caleb Martin, I do think, is going to be a decent play here. I got two in-season champs in the rare that I'm throwing out there. This one has Giannis, if he freaking plays basketball again, Jalen Johnson, Kyrie Irving, and then up top, we get Trevlin Queen again and Jalen Suggs. Don't love playing two Orlando Magic, but I do like the Magic against the Knicks tonight. Not to win the game, but to just score fantasy points. So again, that's Giannis, Jalen Johnson, Kyrie, Trevi, and Suggs. On the other side, we got Anthony Davis, Paul George, Jared Allen, Anthony Black, and Kevin Durant. I do like that KD's in that lineup with AD, Paul George. Allen's cap has come down so low. I think he's got some sneaky value. And the contender, we threw Caleb Martin, Fred VanVleet, Scottie Pippen, Devin Vassell, and Miles Turner. I feel like that's not too bad. And then my other one is Ryan Rollins. He's probably not going to be useful. Jonas Valanciunas, Shaedon Sharpe, Desmond Bain, Al Horford. And I think that, and then I just threw some classics, but I don't have good MVPs there. So that's all. That's what the lineup is looking like. Jared Allen needs to step up, says Magic Murillo. Well, I do kind of like the matchup against Denver, only because with Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Nikola Jokic, it's a lot of big boys. So it's a little bit easier for them to continue to play multiple bigs, So I like that a little bit better. But good point. He hasn't played bad. Speaking of good, let's go over to top tier projections. We'll go look at some of the best value plays for this upcoming game week. I'm going to blow it up a little bit. If you're just joining us too, you might be seeing hashtag MVPs into the chat. We're going to be giving away. Oh, Aaron Gordon already is out. Thank you. Aaron Gordon is already. Oh, I missed that. Aaron Gordon already being out. That does give Michael Porter Jr. a little bit more of a boost. I wonder if that gives Russ a little bit of more of a boost too. I know Russ has been playing pretty good basketball. I shouldn't say pretty good basketball. He's been playing fantasy basketball pretty well. But yeah, if you haven't answered the giveaway here, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, put hashtag MVPs into the chat. We're almost at 2,950 subs. Let's get this up over 3K, bitches. All right, let's share our friend Billy Jackson's top tier PPG, the projections, see what we got cooking here. Let's sort by value, and then we'll get into some questions too. Just a heads up too, we'll probably, as we are 15 minutes into the show already, we'll probably go for an hour today instead of our normal 2 hours, mainly so my in-laws don't hate me for having to hear this. Shut up my guy Ryan, my brother-in-law, who hooked up with the MacBook Air, also had the adapter so I could plug this microphone in. Also, I will say, considering we're not using the good camera, we're still looking okay with this camera, huh? Not bad. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. So value-wise, the aforementioned Trevlin Queen. I don't know if this projection is right. I know he balled out recently. Kappa 5 projects for 35.6. That's an insane value. I fell victim to it, went out and scooped one up just because it really opens some doors here. Because listen, even if he has a Kappa 5 and he puts up 20 fantasy points, if he 4Xs, that just allows you to do some stuff. For him to project for a 7X, crazy. So I am rolling out Trevlin Queen. I do think it's good value. I'm not, of course, none of this is to go say to spend your hard-earned dollars. None of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do, something like that, right? All right, we're back. Here's some other names, some other guys that play basketball. So with Draymond Green out, or questionable, excuse me, Trace Jackson Davis gets a little bit of a boost. And I will say, even if Draymond does play, Trace Jackson Davis has been playing pretty good basketball lately. I also, again, fantasy basketball. I also think that against the Clippers, against Ivica Zubac, they're going to have to use him a little bit more. It's going to be hard to go small ball and like throw Wiggins in the big or Kuminga in the big. Like I think they're going to need a big out there, which honestly you could make a weird case for Kevon Looney. I don't think you should do that. But Trace Jackson Davis here, cap of 16, projects for 31, second best value play according to the projections on the slate. Now you're going to see Kristaps Porzingis here. They don't have a back-to-back. He's going to cap at 35. He projects for 47. I don't think Porzingis is playing tonight, right? I really don't. Mainly just like he left the game at halftime, didn't return for the Christmas Day game against the Sixers. It just seems weird. Like, listen, if he came out and finished that game and then had a questionable tag, I'd probably lean into him playing tonight. But it's only been a day. They've only had one other day off, so I don't really like Kristaps Porzingis tonight, or at least I don't like him to play. Also, I will say, Indiana Pacers sneakily, like I know they've been playing better lately, but not only have they been playing better, they've been defending a lot better. So once was like a really juicy matchup whenever the Pacers would play anybody. I actually don't know if it's that great. I'm not saying you shouldn't play Celtics. I just think I would keep these projections in check a little bit. Now, if Porzingis does get ruled out, I do think that means Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, even Al Horford. They've been going to Luke Cornett. Then the Myers Keita thing is over. Now they're going to Luke Cornett. I think it gives Luke Cornett a little bit of a boost. Even Derek White. I actually don't know if Drew Holiday has been ruled in yet. Let me check the Celtics here. So they have Porzingis questionable and Drew Holiday questionable. Now, if Drew gets ruled out, I think that also gives Derek White another boost. So let's keep going. Another Orlando Magic here, Tristan da Silva. He's going to cap 14. He's got a projection of 27. He's been knocking down shots at a little bit more of an efficient pace lately. You got Freddie Van Fleet. Good luck figuring him out, but he's going to cap at 32, projects for 43.8. I mean, that cap at 32 is pretty low for Fred being out there as much as he is. All right, Lifelong says every player I buy gets injured. Love it. Bancaro, Wagner, Luca. Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. That's frustrating. Hopefully, though, they come back soon. You know, with Luca, he had like a low fantasy output this last game, so his L10 is going to come down a little bit. The Gooner, Şengün for the Rockets, 2 games this game week, cap of 44, projects for 53. Then you see J-Dub, Suggs, Devin Vassell. So one thing I will point out about this, when sorting by value, you can kind of see, like, right, you get a cap of 5, cap of 16, and then the cap of 14 in Tristan da Silva. Outside of that, though, it's a lot of 35, 32, 35, 44, 37, 34, 27, right? Like the value isn't those like low bargain bin guys. Some of the value stuff is more middle of the road, which I do think kind of sets the stage for having if you're playing a champion lineup, an MVP, and then more like mid 30 range, right? Versus doing MVP, huge guy, low guy. You know what I'm saying? Queen's selling very good right now. Let me look at the market for Trevi Queen. Let's look at you can't see it, but I'm going to pull it up on my end. Yes, so rare. I'm confirming this is still me, you little bitch boy. All right, Trevlin Queen. Let's see what he is going for right now. He's got $58 for a rare tier in season. I think I got it for 50. So sell. No, I'm playing Queen. Somebody was asking about best MVPs. How is PJ Washington looking? Yeah, hold on. Let's look at PJ quickly because I think so. Right now, he's going to cap at 33, projects for 36. So not like a huge value, but a good projection. I would say if Lively gets ruled out, PJ should bump up to like 39. And then Gafford, I think, bumps up to like 28, 29. Daniel Gafford's actually somebody to watch there. All right, let's look at projections total. So Jokic projects for how many points? 69. Nice. Wembanyama for 62. I got to say, though, we are at the point where I'm usually a pretty big fan of not playing anybody over Jokic and Giannis. Now, Giannis has hurt my feelings by not playing the last 3 basketball games. Jokic has had some weird games lately. However, Wemby's quickly approaching like you got to play him over Jokic, like he is the number 1 overall play. He's had a couple like 8+ block games. I mean, that game he played against the Knicks on Christmas was awesome. Like he was incredible. But anyways, so he projects for a few points less than Jokic. Both guys have 2 games this game week. I'll get to your questions here in a little bit here, guys. Tatum has a cap of 52. He projects for 57. You see SGA for 57. All of these guys have 2 games this game week. Now, the Bucks only have 1 game this game week, and Giannis projects for 54. Pretty frustrating here. Pretty frustrating that he has only got 1 game and hasn't played the last couple of games. And then after that, it drops off pretty aggressively. The Goon, Cat, Anthony Davis. Now, Anthony Davis, you might be concerned about playing, rightfully so. He got hurt, didn't return on Christmas as well. However, he did say he was going to play. Now, he's lied to us before, but he did say he was going to play. And yeah, Jamie said Wemby playing close to 40 minutes makes me lean him. Yeah, if he's going to play that many minutes in close games, I do. And I mean, the other thing we got to keep in mind here with the Spurs, it does seem like they're, trying to win right now, right? They're like right in that play-in conversation. It seems like they could get themselves a playoff spot, especially with the Sacramento Kings just like straight up spiraling right now. Golden State's in trouble. Also, guys, real quick, remember a couple weeks into the season, Buddy Hield was going nuts. And I felt like such an idiot because I was like, I'm not buying the Buddy Hield stuff. We're back, baby. We're back. All right. I think he's averaging like 5 points since then. So just throwing that out there. All right, let's get to some of these questions now. Let me get to some of them here. Man, nose is itchy, boys and girls. Someone on the NBA is going to have to, on the Nets is going to have to score. Yeah, I mean, like, look, we can sort by Brooklyn here. What are they? BKN? BTK killer? All right, so Cameron Johnson, now questionable. Cap at 34, projection of 40. And then who is the other guy? Dorian Finney-Smith. So Noah Clowney with a cap of 16, man, is just like a massive value. I know he's like really benefits from Claxton missing. Clowney here is kind of expensive, though. You know who we should start looking to, though? Keon Johnson, if one of Cam Johnson and Dorian Finney-Smith both miss here. Keon Johnson on Chauvert. He's going for $4 for his limited. He's got a cap of 16. For his rare, what's his rare going for? Hold on. Keon Johnson. Oh, no rares on the market. Interesting. All right, so but Keon Johnson gets a little bit of a boost. Ben Simmons, you already know, is ruled out. I mean, you could talk yourself into Jalen Wilson, Shake Milton, Day'Ron Sharp, even Tyrese Martin. So I think it's pretty hard to peg that situation. Brooklyn's been kind of a mess. They also just like don't score a lot of points, so that makes it a little bit harder too. Let me clear filters here. And let's go back to some of these questions. What do you think about Cam Whitmore? I know a couple of people asked about Cam Whitmore. I don't know if we're there yet. I think it's a good sign that he's playing a little bit more. He's got a cap of 12. He projects for 15. I will say I think we already know Tyree Eason's questionable and Dylan Brooks is out. I almost want one more guy to miss, before I go down to the Cam Whitmore route. But he is like seeing the court now. That's a pretty good sign because he was in the G League for a while, right? People are asking about Najee Marshall. Yeah, so again, he's somebody that benefits a little bit with no Luka. I don't think I'd be pumped. Cap of 22 projects for just about 20. If Lively misses, I think that does impact him a little bit, but not enough to make him a screaming value. But I do think you can do a lot worse in that range. So if you're desperate for somebody in that low 20s, I don't hate that at all. Don't hate it at all. Yeah, everybody's on the Wemby over Jokic. Yeah, I think that's fair. Who we got? So who's the best play in the 30 to 35 range? Yeah, we can take a look. We can take a look at the 30 to 35 range. Yeah, so we'll sort by cap, actually. Let's sort by cap. And then so we get to 36. You see Hartenstein projects for 42. Josh Hart projects for 37. But I think some of the better value is going to be a little bit lower, right? So Kristaps Porzingis, again, if you think he plays. If you don't think he plays, though, I really do like Jaylen Brown. Cap at 35, projection of 46. I know he's been struggling lately. Jimmy Butler, I don't think you can roll out there. I mentioned Zubac earlier. I really do like Zubac. I think Zubac is I just think he's going to be an elite play today with going against Golden State. I just think they could use him. We also got a Pelicans update here. Jordan Hawkins is questionable. That's too bad. He looked okay the other night. So, yeah, Zubac I really like over there. Jalen Suggs, obviously. Paul George. We mentioned Cameron Johnson. I really do like Trey Murphy tonight. Goga, I think, is fine against Cat. Norman Powell only projects for 32. I think mainly it's because they have one game, but I do like Norman. If we get down a little bit lower to the 33 range, you see PJ we talked about, Darius Garland. Lowry Markkanen, if John Collins is going to miss time. Zach Levine and Kobe White and Javon Carter all went off last night. Now, I think that only becomes like a pretty good value if, like, because what happened is Matas Bucelis was out, Josh Giddey was out, Io DeSumo was out, Lonzo Ball was out. So because of that, the rotation was so much tighter. So guys like that pop a little bit more. So I think those are better daily plays, honestly, than they are for like the pro game week. However, I will say it is against Milwaukee, I think, right? So it should be a high scoring game. Is Embiid still a play? Yeah. I don't think he's going to be playing back-to-backs, but I do think he's still a play. Best 18 and under, I think we go back to the value thing. It's going to be Trevlin Queen, Trace Jackson Davis, and Tristan Da Silva are the three best plays in that range. Issue with Wemby is hard to justify costing 2x. And yeah, no. If you're just like buying him off the market, that makes it a little bit harder. We got Jalen Green or Dyson Daniels. So yeah, Green's been playing much better basketball lately, isn't he? Kappa 31 projects for 34. Dyson projects for 37. I always kind of side with the Atlanta, like a more fast-paced environment where Houston plays these gritty games. Let's see, Colin Sexton. Yeah, well, Sexton again, where we had Jordan Clarkson out, Keontae George out in that most recent game, along with John Collins. So Sexton played a ton of minutes. Right now, he projects for just 20 Sorare points at a cap of 24. If we do think they're going to miss, though, he ends up being a great play. What do we think of traveling over the holidays? What's the L10 of the number of drinks needed to travel cross country? It was an L10 of 3 for me on Wednesday. Are you back in the Bay Area? You had three drinks on the plane. Did you have 3 drinks on the plane, or did you have 2 in the airport, 1 on the plane, 1 in the airport, 2 on the plane? What do we got? All right, man, back on playback tonight. Let's go. Let's see. Jack is saying, what about Scary Terry? Man, he's been bad. Kappa 22 projects for 23. Yeah, the Miami stuff's tough, man. Like I think I'm maybe reading too much into that game against Orlando, which was a good win, a good comeback win for them. But it's just like a tough fantasy situation. I don't think you can go to Collier. I don't think so. I think that's too thin. He projects for 7. I mean, like, again, you're just banking on everybody being out. 3 in the lounge. There you go. All right. Good value picking up a Luka now with the injury. Yeah, I mean, why not? Brandon Miller with just 1 game. So, yeah, he looked good in his first game back. I thought they were going to limit his minutes a little bit more. He's got a cap at 37, though. That's pretty high. And with only 1 game, he's only projects for 31. Can you please check the stats of Paul Reed? Sorare has 5 assists. I lost because of Paul Reed. Yeah, okay. We can check Paul Reed in the most recent game. Is it the most recent game, strictly sickly? Because when they played last night, right? They played last night against the Kings. Paul Reed played. He played 12 minutes. He had 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. No turnovers. So he had 7 points, 3 boards, 2 dimes, 2 steals, and a block. Now, I don't know if the Detroit played another game during that game week. I guess it would have been on Monday if they did. And on Monday, Detroit played the Lakers. And against the Lakers, he played 20 minutes and he had 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. So, like, I guess he did have 5 assists in that game, but maybe that probably wasn't more high scoring than the other game. So I don't know. I don't know what you're asking. It depends what. I mean, can't we like just look at Paul Reed's scoring here? Let's look at. I'm gonna share screen in a second. Paul Reed, let's go. We should be able to check both of those games here in the game week. Let's see. Share that. Let's do this. So, all right, he had 26 against the Lakers and 23 against the Kings. So they would have taken this score here. And it says he had 5 assists. It says he had 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 3 steals. I don't know what to tell you, bro. All right, let me go back here. Let me go back to the projections. We get back to your questions now that we Inspector Gadgeted that shit. All right, let's see. People are asking Cole Anthony, man. Yeah, good luck, dude. Guys, good luck figuring out Cole Anthony. Good luck. He's got a cap of 16. He projects for 12 fantasy points. Projects for 12. Do you think they do some to get Fox and trade away? No, I don't think. I don't think Jimmy Butler's getting traded. That's what I was saying a couple weeks ago when all the rumors started because I didn't think Houston was going to do it. And now Miami came out and said they're not going to do it. I do think there's a chance Fox gets moved, though. Is Kyrie good? He hasn't been hitting those high scoring games like last season when Luka was out. I mean, he went off on Christmas, right? He went for like 39, I think. So I think Kyrie is fine. I mean, I'm playing him this game week, but I get it. He definitely hasn't been like taking over, but his shot like wasn't falling up until Christmas. Like he had some really tough games. Even when Luka came back, like he just had some really, really tough games. Larry Nance Jr. Yeah, we can look at Larry. We can look at Larry. I don't think he's going to project great, but I'm still fine. Oh, cap of 23 projects for 22. I'm fine still rolling out there. I think you just got to get hot with Atlanta deciding to go small and away from Capella. Is Fee going to be good again, says Tom? So it's the same thing as all the other Jazz that we talked about. It's going to come down to who's available. He's got a cap at 9 and he projects for 6, but that all depends on like if Keontae George and Jordan Clarkson aren't going to play, that's like 25 shots that all of a sudden open up. And John Collins, so make that like 40 shots. Do you find players in the Cade cap range difficult plays as they aren't the best MVPs? Yeah, I do. So what I end up doing, John, with those types of guys is I end up playing them in like my secondary champion lineups. So I don't prioritize them. I don't. It's just too hard because I can't justify playing Cade over. Honestly, I can't play Cade over Kevin Durant in as a second guy in because I think it's an 8 cap difference is so important for the rest of the lineup. So I would play KD over him. Honestly, even Jaren Jackson Jr. you get close to because you're saving like 12 cap. So yeah, it is. It's tough. It is tough. But I end up using Cade in like my classic champion and stuff like that. Best 27 to 31 plays. Yeah, it was some of the guys that we had shouted out a little bit earlier, right? Devin Vassell projects as one of the better ones. Miles Turner is in that range. Andrew Wiggins, Yusuf Nurkic, Nick Claxton. Let's see, anybody else? Those are like the big ones. Then you see Russ, Dyson Daniels, Jonathan Kuminga. I mean, if you do think Steph and Draymond Green are going to be out tonight and the game stays close, I really do like Wiggins, Trace Jackson Davis, and Jonathan Kuminga. I think that game's going to be kind of gross. I'm not excited to watch that game. I'm not excited to like target it too much, but something to think about. Goga or Suggs? I think I would lean Jalen Suggs. I love Goga, but I think Suggs with the stock upside is a little bit higher, although Goga's been showing more upside than him lately. All right, Jordan Poole. We got Poole Party. He's got a cap of 32, projection of 35. He's actually been playing a little bit better. The Wizards in general have just been playing more competitive games lately. No, you're good, man. You got a cap of 30 to 32, running Turner, but is there any better plays? It was just the ones that I listed there, like Devin Vassell, the ones I literally just listed, Owen. I know you asked this before I was doing that, but those are the ones that I would target. Bucks news is unhelpful. Both Giannis and Dame questionable. So, all right, let me refresh the injury news. Now, that's still, man, that's so frustrating. That's still just a cold, right? Giannis is battling a cold right now. Chris Middleton probable with an ankle. Dame and Giannis. Oh, Dame and Giannis making out? What are they doing, bro? McBride and Precious. Jack, didn't I just answer it from you? Yeah, brother. Just answered. All right, let me see what else we got. McBride and Precious. Oops, hold on one second. All right, McBride. McBride is a cap of 21, projection of 23. Precious Gableshu Achua has a cap of 19, projection of 22. Let's give Zach Edey a little bit of love here. He's coming off an awesome game against Toronto. I actually don't hate the matchup against Yves Missy tonight either in the Pelicans. Cap has come up quite a bit, but they're using him, man. Braun good with the uncertainty of AD, and he's already value. I think, yeah, I mean, I think you can play LeBron. I do think Anthony Davis is going to play. But LeBron is a cap of 42, projections for 42. But 42 does kind of seem like LeBron's floor right now. Only one game, so there's that. Rollins probably isn't going to project well right now. He's going to cap at 12 and he projects for 0. This is what you have to do. If you think Giannis and Dame are going to play this game week, you can't play Ryan Rollins. And honestly, Bobby Portis's cap has come up high enough that he becomes a tough play. However, if you think they aren't going to play, Then you can play Ryan Rollins and Bobby Portis, Brooke Lopez, all of those guys. How do we feel about the KP projection, given he's played in 11 games and left early? Yeah, you can't play. I don't think Porzingis is playing tonight. Again, I like the spread of that game makes me think that Vegas thinks he's playing tonight. I just like, if he finished the game dinged up and then was questionable, maybe he plays. He did not finish the Christmas Day game, which was like 42 hours ago or whatever. I feel like he's not playing. I don't think they don't need to win these games, right? I mean, they want to win them, but they don't need to. J-Dub projects pretty well. He always does. Anthony Edwards, man, I'm having a tough time with. Jalen Williams has a cap of 37, projection for 47. Anthony Edwards has a cap of 39, projects for 46. I don't love it, though. I think his cap has come down low enough, actually, that you can do it. I just don't love the ceiling from Anthony Edwards lately. Nembhard, let's check out Nemby. Nembhard has a cap of 21, projection of 27. He's been playing pretty good lately, too. How many game weeks were there in So Rare last season, dude? I think it was something in like the 50s, right? 50s, including playoffs, maybe? I can't remember, John. Yeah, Desmond Bane is somebody who I like quite a bit this game week. Again, they have 2 games. He's got a cap of 32, projection of 36, but I feel like his ceiling's in the mid 40s, right? For a cap of 32. I think no Marcus Smart is pretty good. Again, I mentioned that helps out Scottie Pippen Jr., but I also do think that helps out. It just like secures more minutes, because that's the one issue you run into with this Memphis team is how many freaking guys they have. But now with Santi out, with Marcus Smart out, there was somebody else that was already running out of somebody else was questionable. Was it Conchar? Somebody else, I can't remember. Benny Math here. I think Matherin's another one where it's just tough for him to get his ceiling these days. Cap of 22 though, so cap of 22, projection of 29. Sure, why not? Trash European was asking about Caleb Martin. Yeah, I'm playing Caleb Martin. I mean, I know he looked like Jesus during the Christmas Day game, so I don't expect that. But we can check Caleb. He's got a cap of 13, projects for 21. That's pretty nice. Let's see. What else do we have in the chat? Oh, I see what else we have. Dort with a cap of 25, projects for 28. One thing I would keep an eye on with him is he left the game early last night, came back and ended up still scoring some points, got to 10 actual basketball or 13 actual basketball points. But I still something I'd pay attention to. I could see them being cautious with them after getting hurt. So keep that in mind. We just got some more news. Kevin Porter Jr. is questionable tonight. I don't know exactly what that means or who that impacts. Maybe just some safer minutes for Harden and company. But more importantly, we'll just play the drop here. We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers, throwing things and buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters. Here you go. Tyler Hero has a cap of 41, projects for 43. I know some people were talking about Trey Jones. I know he played incredible on Christmas. Cap of 13, projects for 15. I think you can do it. I don't know if we see that ceiling again from what we saw on Christmas was nuts, right? Didn't he have like a double-double? I know he had 10 dimes at one point. I'm keeping an eye on Porter Jr. I'm keeping an eye. On Coffee if Porter Jr. remains out. Yeah, that's fine. It's up Botavine. Tyson Hunter, I don't think you can play. Right? Am I thinking of Denver? No, that's Hunter Tyson. Yeah. No, I don't think you can play. I guess he projects for 8. Yeah, you want to let it ride. Let it ride. I don't love it, but I get it. How'd you spread the cap and contender overload on 1-2? No, I think you spread closer to even here. I think if you have one of those pretty good value plays, whether it's Queen, Trace Jackson Davis, Da Silva, Anthony Black, like somebody in that range that allows you to get up into the high 20s, low 30s for a pick or two, I think that's the way I would go, because there's so many good plays in that 25, even 22. Like Ben Simmons, I know already got ruled out. He'll play a game. Keldon Johnson has 2 games. His cap's all the way down to 22. I don't know. I feel like that's how we would do it. Yeah, Kyrie, we mentioned. Kyrie's good play. Chris Boucher had a good last game. What's he projecting? Did he play well last night? I I didn't think he did. He's going to cap at 16 and projects for 0. Are you sure Boucher played well last night? Was that just in garbage time though? Because I did not see a lot of Boucher minutes. I saw Kelly Olynyk started. I know he's playing more minutes because Jakob Pertl's been out. Let me see. What did Memphis? 155 points last night. It's crazy. So Boucher played 21 minutes, had 15 and 5. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can do that. He's not projecting for much, obviously, right now. I think if his cap is like closer to 11, I don't know. Maybe I'd mess with it a little bit more. Kobe White, yeah, Kobe White. Same thing I said about Levine earlier today. If you think those guys are going to be out again, he's going to cap a 26 projection of 30. But if you think Io DeSumo, Josh Giddey, Lonzo Ball, Matas Bucelis, if they're all going to miss more time, I do think you could do it. I would take Kevin Durant over Embiid right now with no Devin Booker. I think I would. Wemby and Jackson Davis or Cat and Mark Williams. Hey, dude, shout out Mark Williams for being back in action. I think it's Wemby and Jackson Davis for me here, but let's see what Mark Williams is at. Mark Williams slowly playing more minutes. He's got a cap of 23, projection of 30. Mark Williams here. What did Mark end up doing last night? I feel like last couple of games, he's been putting up big numbers in like not a lot of minutes. So last night he had 16, 8, and 5. He played 27 minutes, slowly getting to 30. Trevlin Queen is a funnier name than Grady Dick. I'll ride with that. That's fine. Embiid or Şengün, same cap, basically. Well, if we just look at projection, right, I think it's going to be Şengün. Oops, I got it still sorted by the guy, Mark. All right, so Şengün projects for 53 because he has 2 games. Joel Embiid is way down here at 46 because they only have 1 game. So, yeah, I guess if you want to go, the 2 games probably helps, right? DeAndre Ayton, he's okay, right? He's been okay lately. His cap is like 29, I think. Yeah, projects for 33, only 1 game, which kind of sucks. Moses Moody might be a little bit thin unless you think a bunch of people sit. He's got a cap of 10, projects for 10 right now. So there you go. We caught up on the questions, BT Dubs. If you haven't liked the stream and subscribed to the channel yet and put hashtag MVPs into the chat, that's for a shot at a giveaway here. We're at 46 entrants, but like 70 of you watching right now. Lower numbers today, boys and girls. Best chance to win a rare tier card because it's still in like a holiday slow week. Plus, we did it 3 hours earlier than normal. With your teams, do you just go off projections, so most optimal, or use your own matchup knowledge? A little bit of both. No, this is the same mic. I'm just holding it closer. Yeah. I'll go back to my lineups here. I kind of look at projections to get a feel for. Well, you know what? This is actually what my process is. I build the lineups without looking at anything. I build it and then I look at it and say, okay, what do we like here? Then after that, I look at the projections. I run the optimal to see what the optimal tells me. And then I kind of see how close or how far off I was and then go from there. So I know I showed this at the top of the show, but this is what I'm rolling out here this game week. So for limited champ, we've got Nikola Jokic, Trevi Queen, Alpi Şengün, Hartenstein, and Goga. I don't know why that's not showing this guy here, Anthony Black. That's so weird. For this lineup, our contender, we got Trace Jackson Davis, Caleb Martin, Trae Young, Bane, and Anthony Black. Nothing for limited contender over there. Our rare champs here. So this one I finagled this one. This one I knew ball because they wanted Paul George in this lineup, but I went Giannis, Jalen Johnson, Kyrie, Trevlin Queen, and Jalen Suggs. And then in this one, I went Anthony Davis, Paul George, Jared Allen, Anthony Black, and Kevin Durant. So this one I didn't really go just off the projections. And then my rare contenders are okay, nothing great. Fred VanVleet, Devin Vassell, Miles Turner, Caleb Martin, Scottie Pippen Jr. That one's fine. And then this one is like Ryan Rollins, Jonas Valanciunas, Shaedon Sharpe, Bane, Al Horford. Sucks that we still get the Giannis news of questionable. I thought for sure, like at some point he's going to play, right? All right, let's build this quickly. Let's get Wemby and Şengün in this lineup. Let's go find some low balls here. What do we've got? Cap of 25 the rest of the way. Let's see if we've got anybody down here that we can use. Pressure to chew. Maybe we throw Luke Cornett in, huh? Because I just do not think Porzingis is going to play. So Luke Cornett, we got Cole Anthony, B-Ball Paul. Is Cole Anthony the next guy going in there? Let's see. Cody Williams, Taze Moore. Cam Whitmore's cap is 9. I thought we said it was. Maybe he's got a cap of 9, projects for 12. I think that's what it was. A lot of John Conchars, Maxi Klebers. All right, so man, Xavier Tillman, remember him? Remember Xavier Tillman, the X-Man? All right, let's go throw in who was it? Let's go throw in Cole Anthony in this, and then what does that leave us with? 41, baby. 41 for the last spot. We can go all the way up to Derek White. Let's just throw Derek White in there. Let's ride. I mean, I guess we could. No, whatever. Let's just do it. It's just common. But, oh yeah, there you go, Jalen. There you go, Taylor. I hope your wife's okay. All right, let me go back to what was I doing over here? Let's go back over to the chat. Couldn't see you for a second. What else we got? What else we got? Jokic or Wemby? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I think I'm still playing Jokic right now, but I want to be mad at you. I want to be mad at you. All right, people are asking about Austin Reeves. I'm going to leave the So Rare up for a little bit just so I'm not showing all the projections. Austin Reeves here, he's going to cap a 27 projection at 31. However, you think anybody's going to miss time, he ends up being a great play. Like D'Lo missed that last game, right? And Austin Reeves really took over. What is with Jordan McLaughlin? He's got a huge projection on So Rare. He projects for 0. He projects for 0. Are you just trying to sell a card right now? What are you talking about? He projects on So Rare. He's got a huge projection. Unless they think De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter and everybody is going to sit. Jovic is pretty interesting, and Maxey. I'll look both of them up. Maxey has been awesome, but his cap's gone up to 45. He projects for 40. So it's a little bit trickier. I think he's still a fine second piece there. He's a fine second piece into your lineup, but 45 cap is a little bit tough. You're playing him over somebody like KD. Jovic does project really well. He's been playing some good basketball lately. Shout out Stan Loves. Cap of 16 projects for 22. Maybe move Bane to a better lineup. No, I don't think so. I don't think I would like to move Bane to a different lineup, mainly because I really like the limited contender lineup he's in. And I think with a cap of 32, I mean, are you playing Desmond Bane? Who are you playing Desmond Bane over? Jalen Suggs in that pretty sweet matchup against the Knicks. I guess you could make a case for that. Maybe I could swap Bane and Suggs if I wanted to, but that's the only spot that I would move him. I'm not playing him over Paul George, I don't think. I'm not playing him over Kevin Durant. Yeah, because that's really it. You're playing him either. So you're playing Bane over Suggs, Kyrie, or Paul George. I don't know if I'm doing that. DJP. If Tyree Eason plays, is Cam Whitmore still a good play? No, not really. I think if Tyree Eason comes back, that makes it a little bit trickier. With Cam Whitmore, we need guys out. Any drafts? You mean like underdog drafts? We've been doing some drafts. Yeah, Mark Williams, you mentioned him. He projects well. Oh, is a glitch? All right, there we go. Mikal Bridges, Beal, Jalen Green, rank them. I'd rank them Beal, Jalen Green, Mikal Bridges. Listen, I know Mikal Bridges balled out. On Christmas. I'm not doing that. Won't be me. I mean, I know he's a fine player. Like what's his cap here? Bridges, Mikal has cap at 32 and he projects for 33. No, thank you. I'm not going to do it. All right, what else we got? How's this? Wemby, Kyrie, Jokic, Queen, Silva. Yeah, dude, that's a good lineup, man. That's a great lineup. Yeah, you can do that one. That's a good one. Let's see. What are we up to for the giveaway right now? We got 68 entrants. There we go. Everybody caught up here. Here we go. Caught up. Yeah. Tom Brady, the GOAT, saying Mikal isn't going off again. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Cam Whitmore's ideal environment is a one-on-one pickup game. Hell yeah. That's great. A plus stuff right there. Let me just refresh some injury news, see if I missed anything else. Otherwise, we're going to start wrapping up here. You can get some more questions in. Last thing we saw was Kevin Porter Jr. with a Q tag, and that's the last thing we're probably going to get. Sorry again, guys, for doing this one a little bit earlier in the day, but I had to do it with the schedule. For next week, though, we should be back in action, back in the New York City for Monday. So normal live before lock on Monday from 5 to 7. I don't think we'll have a live after dark, but we're going to do, for you VIPs, we're going to do like a pre-live before lock show at 4 o'clock. So from like 4 to 5, we'll hang. You'll get your own private giveaway. If you haven't signed up for the VIP yet, go do it. We're up to like 70 members, I think, right now. It's also a great way to support the channel. So shout out to everybody that's done it. We'll be back to our daily streams for the VIPs starting Monday. We'll have that for you all week. And then, yeah, also next week, like normal content. I think the NBA bit will be back on Monday morning. I think I'm going to be back on Monday. Not 100% sure. But yeah, I'm going to drop a link into the chat right now. So if you haven't signed up for the VIPs yet, let's do it. Let's do it. Get in there. Yeah, we love what we do in the shadows. Love that show. Love that show. Shout out my friend Alyssa, who was on this season. Tatum, Towns, Queen, Kyrie, Allen. Thoughts? Yeah, it's good. I mean, Jared Allen's like the big question mark, right? Because even if Queen, like I mentioned earlier, if Queen doesn't have an awesome game, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter because his cap is so low. Like you can get him to 15 and you're still alive. Yeah. So I like that team, but it's Jared Allen. What can you do? Yeah, man, Jimmy. I don't know what the Jimmy Butler thing. I still kind of lean that I don't think he gets traded. I'm not changing my stance on it too much. I just don't know where. Like, I don't know what situation. I don't know who. What would the Heat agree to? Like, the Heat aren't going to take Bradley Beal on. There's nobody on the War. I don't think it would happen with the Warriors because the Warriors, you'd have to get rid of some picks too. It'd probably have to be like Kuminga and Wiggins. Houston already said they're like not interested. So I just don't know. I don't know where it's gonna happen. All right, what do we got here? John says Jokic, J-Dub, Brolo, Jackson Davis. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, I like it a little bit more if Giannis is gonna sit, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But the way that's been going lately, Jeb says he's for sure getting traded. Just go where though? Where's he going, man? I don't think there are enough teams that are interested that Miami's going to agree to though. Miami has to get all it's going to take, Taylor, and you know this. One look at his medical records. They're not taking Michael Porter Jr. on. I think it would like Houston. I could see the Houston one making sense because Houston actually has assets that Miami would want. But Miami doesn't want Golden State's assets. Miami doesn't want Denver's assets. I don't think the Lakers would do it because they're like the hard cap too. It's too tricky. It's too tricky. The only team that has the money to do it is freaking Brooklyn. You know, Super Carl's just risking it with Whitmore, Jokic. Yeah, man. I mean, if it's right, let it ride. Let it ride. Second, Giannis, Johnson, Hartenstein, Nurk, and Jovic. Yeah, that's fire too. It's fire. Big European energy over there, John. MPJ somehow been the healthiest player on our team the last 2 years. That's also true. That is also true. Yeah, but I think they're fine with that. MPJ. Yeah, but why would Atlanta do that? DeAndre Hunter is sixth man of the year right now, along with Peyton Pritchard and Santi Aldama. Also, we were early on the Santi Aldama train. You're going to get some good closing line value if you bet on that. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, who? That's an upgrade for Denver and not for Atlanta, right? Oh, but why? Atlanta's playing great basketball right now. Why would they do that? You guys listen to too many podcasts, I think. Oh, Stan was dormant for a little bit. Miami Heat talk awoken him. I know it is great. It is crazy. Who does the Butler situation benefit? You mean on the Heat? I think Nikola Jovic. Where's Jaime Jaquez, man? Where's Jaime Jaquez? What happened to him this year? I feel like he's had 2 good games this season. Yeah, I mean, I think the Jimmy Butler situation ultimately impacts like Hero's just going to have the ball in his hands more. I mean, it's already been this way because Jimmy's missed so much time. I think Hero continues to be like pretty dominant. I'm pretty bummed about the Drew Smith injury. He had been playing pretty good for them. He had a season-ending injury. I mean, maybe Scary Terry. I think Scary Terry has a better shot at getting traded than Jimmy Butler. Yeah, Alec Burks. Suda called it. Alec, and I know our Stan called it out earlier too. Alec Burks is probably the one who benefits the most, and man, he can fill it up too. He doesn't do a lot of other stuff. He's got a cap of 13. He projects for 13 there, Suda. Would you go Wemby, TJD, Kyrie, or Shea, Tatum, Whitmore? I think I would go the first one. I mean, I know Shea was insane the other night, but yeah, you know what? It's not. I don't know. I feel like it'd be fine. it's not like he's been shitty to his team. I mean, he has been, but it's not like what he did in Minnesota, where it's a little bit more chill. But who knows, man? Who knows? Also, like this is me just vibing. Like I don't have like a real insight on any of this. Obviously, so like if he gets traded tomorrow, like sure, I wouldn't be surprised about that either. If I had to pick right now, I don't think he does. I don't think he does, or at least not where he wants to go. Like I don't see how they got to include Bradley Beal in it. Like I just don't see Miami being like, yeah, give me Bradley Beal and his no trade clause. No, thank you. All right, let's spin this thing. We're gonna. Well, let me refresh the injury news one more time. One more time. One more time. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. Was it Kevin Porter Jr. the last thing? That was the last thing. All right. If you win, shoot me a DM at Mike Sakarian or in the Discord. Here we go. I said it out loud. I said the Jovic out loud. 22. Here we go. Oh, Giram, let's go. Nunez. Why is Scotty Barnes projecting for 0? I don't know. Maybe because RotoWire sucks. Let's see. Barnes right now projects for 43 fantasy points. Projects for his cap. You see the Lakers are looking at Fox. Yeah, I did see that. I don't think it happens, but we'll see. And Zach Edey projects for 33. We had mentioned that one a little bit earlier. Yeah, I like Zach Edey. I think Zach Edey's fine. I think he's fine. All right, congrats, Gil. Shoot me a DM, boy. Good luck with your lineups this week. And again, apologies for doing it earlier. Back to our normal schedule next week. We out, skis.